Today we're going to be talking a little bit what we've been calling the 3Fs. Something that I've been talking about probably the last 6 to 8 months is the 3Fs, and I'll explain in a second. Before I get to that, I just remembered we had someone reach out, a listener, right, wanting a stock update. Is that right? So before I get into that, I want to give a stock update because I don't even need to look at it. I've already looked at it. It is crazy. It was just announced, today's July 1st, the stocks, we are having the worst 6-month spread we've had in, I believe, 25 years. Chris, does that sound right to you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been crazy. We were technically, as of today, we are technically in a recession because a recession is defined by like the value of the dollar goes down 2 quarters in a row. And so it's down like 1 or 2%. So technically we're in a recession now.
Yeah. So recession. We're probably in one. We are in one technically, I guess, but it's going to be a rough 18 months moving forward. Good thing is services and trades normally stand the test of time with that. So if you're a service or trade owner, that's great. If you're in something else, you need to be listening to the show to make sure you can get through it fine. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a tough one. So stocks, I know that Tesla is at a almost record low in terms of loss value. Carnival, I saw Carnival yesterday was saying there was some fear that they may not make it out of this. They might go bankrupt. Carnival Cruise Lines, can you believe that? That's speculation, but that's a pretty big deal if a cruise ship like Carnival were to go down. There's just some big companies right now who, since 2020, so 2.5 years, they're already in a pretty bad situation with debt and scalability, and now their liquidity's gone from cancel cruises, flights, I mean, you name it. There's a lot of stuff scary. So the question is, what do I do with my money then? My 401k is getting crushed. I know my parents who are at retirement age, they're a little nervous, about their 401k. Here's the facts: is you haven't lost anything until you sell the shares. The share price of your portfolio is the only problem. You still have the share number. So I don't know when it's going to bump back up. I read a report yesterday that someone's thought we were the guy that did The Big Short, Michael Barry, whatever his name is. He was saying he thinks actually we're going to get a stock jet fuel real quick because the prices are so low. But no one really knows. So the facts is this: buy companies you believe in, buy companies you trust, buy companies that are very transparent, and companies that have been and held the test of time. For example, Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett stock. It ain't going anywhere. That man's got billions and billions of dollars in cash ready to be used to buy stocks. I would buy Berkshire Hathaway. Apples, your Apples, your Deltas, like those companies are not disappearing. Some of their competitors who are smaller are going to disappear, but these big Goliaths that have been great forever. Amazon is not going anywhere. Amazon stock, they just did a stock split. This was the last thing I was going to say. If you guys don't know, Amazon has been one of the highest priced stocks for decades now. $200 to $3,500 a share, right? Which makes it very unattainable to get stocks of Amazon. They just did a 20 to 1 stock split, meaning that if you owned 1 share of Amazon, they gave you 20, but then they lowered the price so that you could enter the market and own Amazon shares. So I think their stock price is probably around $120 to $140 right now. So Amazon, buy some Amazon. It's not going anywhere. That thing is such a staple. It's not going anywhere. So don't panic. Stuff's going to get better. Make sure if you have money that you can invest in and you don't need it, go ahead and do it. Now's a great time. I'm not sure I would buy crypto right now. Crypto, Bitcoin is down from a high of 65,000 to right now it's around 19. That's a pretty big drop. And there's so much speculation on crypto. I have owned crypto. I've made money in crypto. I've lost money in crypto. I'm probably at break even or a little bit up because I made some on Dogecoin. I still own some crypto, but thousands of dollars worth, $1,500 worth, nothing that's crazy. It is tempting to buy Bitcoin right now, but again, It's so speculative. So don't put your money in something that's speculative. Put it in staples, Amazon, UPS, stuff like that. So there's your stock update for our listener. I can't remember. Who was it that wanted that? You remember, Chris? One of our lawn care friends? I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
It's Bolt's Landscaping and Maintenance.
Yeah, I love it. So shout out there. But man, they're fun. So anyways, let's go to our subject for today, and this is going to be a short one. And again, I think this is going to be one that you can really take with you and hopefully change your thinking. I've been in this group called C12, if you guys don't know, and it is a Christian CEO group, and it really has helped my thinking a lot of things. And one of the biggest things that I've learned from it that I kind of created, but it was really pulled from some information from the group, it's called the 3Fs. And as I'm talking to people like you listening, my friends, my family, one of the questions that comes up a lot is what's a tangible way for me to measure if I'm in a good place, or if I'm looking for another job, if it's a good place for me. And so thinking through all those conversations, because right now jobs are hiring everywhere, it's been a conversation. And so here's the 3Fs, and this is kind of how I feel like we can measure in a nice little algorithm or way, a filter, so to speak, if something's a great place for you. First one is finances. Obviously, the money has to make sense. Does it have to make you rich? No. Does it have to make you broke? It can't do that. So the finances portion is the one that's easiest to measure. Has to just make sense for your situation. Can you pay your bills? Can you save a little bit of money? Or do you see yourself, can you see a way to grow in that company quickly financially? So obviously the first of the 3Fs is finances. The other two are the ones I want to camp out on today. The second one is fit, okay? So a lot of times people just look at the salary package and say, oh, this is a solid company and I'm going to get paid a lot. And I want to challenge you to think a little bit more. If you're one looking for a new job, or you're looking for people to hire, so put in your category, are you a company, if you're a business owner, that's a good fit for people? Do you have a good company culture? Do you have good time off? Are your hours good? Do you have a place for people to feel like they can be expressive and creative and not be, bored all the time? You need to be a company that is a good fit for people. And then vice versa, if you're looking for a company, make sure before you accept the job, no matter the finances portion, that it's a good fit for you, that it makes sense for your drive. It makes sense for your lifestyle. Your wife or your spouse is happy with it. There's so many things to think about when a company is a good fit for you. Do you believe in the core mission? Do you believe in what they're pushing? For example, Dick's Sporting Goods, not going there anymore after what they said last week about Roe v. Wade. If they offer me $1 million to go work there, I'm not going. It's not a good fit for me. I don't agree with anything that their management and executive team believes in. So wherever you stand on that, for me, it'd be a terrible fit, no matter the finances. So that's what you kind of need to think through for yourself, or if you're an employer, think through for others. What kind of fit am I presenting for potential staffers? Yesterday, Logan works for us here at Pure Marketing. He does green industry focused work here. I'm in this group called Lawn Life. Shout out to any Lawn Life listeners. And I made a post about, I've been in the group probably 6 months, and I made a post about, there's just a lot of grumbling in this group about, like, to me, what's kind of silly at times. And I just made a post about, like, man, let's stop grumbling. Let's be companies that are a good fit for people to want to work there. A lot of them are hiring problems, right? Like, oh, another day, another 3 guys didn't show up and stuff like that. And going back to the fit thing, and one of my comments was, are you a company that people want to work at? And so a lot of green industry companies, their hours aren't set. They don't have team meetings. No one's ever on the same page. You can come and go as you please. You can work till 9 o'clock one night and you get off at 2 o'clock the next day. So it's not a good fit for a lot of people in terms of life, right? Because, kids have t-ball games. Kids have performances. You got to go to church. There's so many things. So using that as an example, in the 3 Fs of, kind of a great situation for you, whether as an employee or employer. The second one is fit. Make sure you're a good fit or you're looking for a good fit. And the last one that kind of goes perfectly with fit is a little nuanced. You kind of have to think about this one a little bit deeper and stronger, is function. Okay, so maybe the finances are great. Maybe the fit seems like it makes sense. Maybe, like I said, if you're a sports fan and you get a job for the Atlanta Braves, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a great fit. Here's the X factor one, is function. Is the fit good, but the function bad? Meaning, if your skills is marketing and advertising within the Atlanta Braves organization, but they offer you a job in ticket sales, you're not going to function really well in that company. So finances could be good, fit could be pretty good, but then the function's not good. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be fulfilled. Your skills, your talents, your hopes, your passions, they're not going to get exercised. So 3 months in, you're just going to be like super depressed or super frustrated. And next thing you know, you're like, man, I'm really not wanting to be here. Now, one of the things I talk about within this is 2 out of 3 can be justifiable for a short amount of time. But you really need to get to 3 out of 3, meaning, let's say, going back to the Atlanta Braves conversation, I'm a huge Braves fan. Let's say they said, hey, we really want to get you into a spot of sales, marketing advertising, but we only have a position open right now in ticket sales. Would you be willing to come in for the next 3 to 6 months so that we can get you a part of the organization? And as soon as one of those spots opens, because they open every 3 to 6 months, you're in that spot. That's a pretty good compromise. Your finances made sense. Your fit made sense. The function doesn't yet make sense, but there's a plan of action for that to happen pretty quickly. So it gets you assimilated to the company, gets you in the culture, gets you in the door, and then there's a plan and a process to get you where you want to go. I think that's a really great compromise and strategy point for the 3Fs, but you might not want to. You might say, no, you know what? I don't want to do that because I know I'd not like the ticket sales job. Sometimes we have to do what we have to do in order to do what we want to do. So that's something to think about. On the flip side of that, employers, you've got to give people a roadmap. If you acknowledge or a candidate is someone you really, really want, but you don't have a fit or a position for them right now, but you really don't want them to walk away, sometimes you got to bite the bullet on that and kind of figure out how to navigate those waters in the meantime. So why do we talk about this? Why are the 3Fs so important? Finances, fit, and function. I think that it helps summarize what is such a huge idea, which is, where am I supposed to go for my career? Where am I supposed to go to be happy? What kind of job should I do? There's so many jobs and opportunities, all over the place. And if we're being honest, it can be a little overwhelming, right? It can be frustrating. It can be scary. So what I try to do in my own life is simplify everything down. I do the same thing in my relationship with God. There's so many scriptures and so many commandments or things that Jesus said to do. And if you let that kind of get in your head, it can be like, man, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I've simplified that down to seek first Matthew 6:34 says, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added to you. I use that verse to remind me, if I just seek first God and his kingdom, all these things will play out and work out how they should or how God wants them to. I do the same thing with the 3Fs. Is you guys, listening or hiring, if you can, make sure you are that company that has that right for people, or if you're looking for that, make sure you have at least 2 out of 3. Obviously 3 out of 3 is a sweet spot. You should take that as soon as you can, as long as God's confirmed it with prayer. But again, this is just a little bit of a good exercise. Hopefully you can take this with you. Comment below on YouTube if you think this makes sense, or if there's something you use. I would love to hear some things that you guys have, listeners. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, go onto our Instagram and make sure you comment there, DM us your thoughts. Super interested to hear what y'all's thoughts are on this subject of the 3Fs or anything like that. So hope you guys enjoyed, this little bit of a stock update, the 3Fs. I hope it's really impactful for you in your business, or if you're looking to go work somewhere. This is the Down in Business Podcast. We will see you next time next week. Hope you guys have a great 4th of July weekend if you're listening live or listening close to it. Be safe wherever you're doing. Make sure you don't drink and drive. Make sure you don't point fireworks at your friend and have a Roman candle war. Don't do any of that. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks for being a listener. Please go give us a review, subscribe, comment wherever you can, and see you next time. Thanks.